Thank you for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and kind of start getting started. And as people join the event while we get started, we'll hopefully catch them up. But I want to, first of all, thank you for investing your time and coming on and doing this with us. Melissa is also in the event here with us. She is I'll spotlight her for a second so that she can say hello. Melissa, say hello.
Hey, everybody.
So Melissa is our field sales. What's your actual title? Field sales manager?
I'm a regional sales manager, but I'm also a Windstar fanatic.
There you go. That's it.
As am I.
That's a pretty good description. And Melissa is normally our main point of contact for everything that has to do between our agency and Windstar. Melissa, thank you for coming on. I'm gonna leave Joe here in the spotlight, and Joe is a director of field sales for Windstar North America, right? I guess.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. Yes.
So today, obviously, we're going to be talking about Windstar, and as people join our event, I want to make sure that everybody knows that we have a chat box at the bottom of your screen. So a little bit of housekeeping items here. I'm going to type hello. This is where I would ask. I got your message, Warren. Okay. This is where I would ask everybody to please join. Put your questions, and I will make sure to answer every single one of your questions toward the end of the event. Also, as we go through the event, I'm going to be asking some questions via Paul. I will as we go, I'm going to be pushing them so that I can understand a little bit more about who has joined our event. Also, at the end of the event, there's going to be a little mention of a special offer that we've put together for all of you guys that have joined today. And we have Luxury Cruise Connections advisors in the event, and we also have clients or guests or prospects or either people that have done business with us, so actual clients, or people that hopefully will end up doing business with us at one point in the future if you like what you hear. Here's Denise adding a message on the chat with our contact information. So very much looking forward to meeting those that haven't done business with us yet. But the idea here today is we're here to talk about Windstar, right? We're here to learn about Windstar, and we're here to learn from Joe about everything we need to know about the brand. And so Joe, as we get started, can you talk a little bit? Can you let us know a little bit about you, who you are, what you do for the organization?
Sure. Well, my name is Joe Jiffo. I'm the director of field sales for Windstar Cruises, and my responsibility is I oversee all of the trade responsibilities in terms with our travel partners like yourself. And Melissa, of course, is on my team, and then I have a full team throughout the U.S. and Canada. We're a small team, but we're a mighty team. There's 5 of us. We have somebody based in the Northeast, that's Meg Daly. We have somebody on the West Coast, Joe Miller. Somebody here in Texas, that's Ward Reed, and of course Melissa. And then we have Andrea Mendelson, who's based in Canada. So we're a small but mighty team. And then also under my area is the sales operation team. They're the ones that are chasing down anything that you may need or require, or Melissa may need and require, and they do a lot of work. But I've been with the company actually 1 year next week. I started December 12th of last year, but I've been in the cruise industry for close to 30 years. I started my career with Celebrity Cruises back in the old Chandris days. So for those of you that have been around a long time, I was a sales rep for, just like Melissa was doing, but I was in the Carolinas. And then I moved up into national accounts, and I spent 10 years with Celebrity, and then moved over to Norwegian for 11 years. So I've been in the industry a long time, and
a long time, a lot of experience.
Yeah. I don't want to spend too much time on me, but that's kind of the Reader's Digest version of myself.
Good enough. And so for those that are just joining, just want a quick reminder that we have a chat box at the bottom of your screen. I'm going to type again, hello. This is where I would want you guys to ask your questions so that we can read each one of them at the end of the event. And know that for those that are watching the event live, there's also going to be a recording of this event that you guys can share with your friends and family and anybody that you feel might be interested in learning more about Windstar. So, Joe, thank you for that great introduction. I think we get a pretty good feel of who's at the lead there of the sales team at the Windstar. But let's talk about Windstar itself. I know that Windstar has been around for a long time, and you guys shared with me a little bit of a presentation earlier, and I'm not gonna necessarily put it up to bore our audience today with a whole bunch of slides, but I did notice that, and I wasn't aware, all this incredible validation and third-party recognition that you guys have from different publications in the industry. Can you share a little bit about that and kind of where Windstar stands in the spectrum of the cruise industry?
Yeah, so we've been around for 35 years, so a lot of people know us, right? We have a tremendous following, a tremendous repeat factor, but we capitalize on on our small ship luxury cruising, and it's a relaxed casual environment, right? So our guests come from all over the world. They like the small ship yacht cruising. Third party, our trade, we do a lot with the trade, and we're very we're very involved and very engaged with the trade when it comes to just doing everything Windstar. And we talk about what's new with Windstar, where we sail, what's life on board. We even talk about what our demographics are, and we do it because we get a lot of questions from our travel advisor partners, like who should sail on a Windstar cruise, right? And then even our guests ask, and I had an opportunity to sail when I first joined the company, and everything that we say and do is exactly to the definition of what a Windstar cruise is, right? We say we're 180 degrees from ordinary.
I'm going to share my screen for just one second. I think it's important to kind of highlight. Are you guys seeing my screen right now?
We do. We see them. It looks like your desktop.
My desktop. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
One second. I shared the wrong screen. Okay, how about now? So people.
Now we see it. Yes.
There we go. So when we talk about Windstar, people I think need to understand kind of where this brand comes from and kind of the evolution of the brand into the motor yachts, basically. So can you tell us a little bit about this story and what we're seeing on the screen right now?
Yeah, so I talk about go back 35 years when Windstar first came into operation, and on your right of your screen you see the sailing ships, right? That's the Windsurf. It's our classic, it's our flagship, it's our biggest, right? At 342 passengers, and that's what everyone in the industry, whether it's advisors or even past guests, they know Windstar as the sailing yachts. Then several years ago, the company bought what you see on the left as our motor yachts, right? And for those of you that have been in the industry, and even for the consumers on board on our calls, those are the old seaborne ships that were purchased and then redone. During COVID, we had an opportunity to take the three ships, the Pride, the Breeze, and the Legend, and stretch them. And we put in a new section right in the middle, and we put in 50 new suites. We added new restaurants, expanded spas, and that's our all-suite luxury product. I mean, you talk about two different products under one brand. It's perfect for us because we have guests that just like the Wind class ships, and then we have those that just love the motor yacht. So it's really a fantastic opportunity for us to showcase both products under one umbrella.
I think that's very interesting, right? Because even though you have a different offering in terms of hardware, I think that the experience, on the other hand, stays pretty consistent throughout your fleet. And so that leads me straight to my next question, which is, what is that Windstar experience and how is it different from other cruise lines? I mean, you talk about 180 degrees from ordinary. So tell me, why is that?
Yeah, and what does 180 degrees from ordinary mean, right? So it's the opposite of what is standard in the cruise industry, right? It's we are an intimate access in a private yacht style, right? So what does that mean? It means the ability to go where the big ships can't, the out of the way places that we take our guests to these small immersive destinations. And we can curate these wonderful itineraries that, I'll share with you a little bit later on. But it's the access to small piers, it's yachts and harbors that the big ships can't. So that's kind of one aspect of what the big ships can't do. And then, as I mentioned, we welcome a small number of guests, 148 to 342 guests versus 2,500 to 6,000 passengers, right? So you do get that feeling of being on board a private yacht. And then, we have these unscheduled, spontaneous little decision making required. So we can, let's say, if we're at sea and something happens where we can't go to a port, sometimes we can react quickly and get to another port, and that's happened several times. So we can make these spontaneous decisions, and there's no restrictions. And we offer a lot of our onboard, as everything is pretty much complimentary, except when it comes to different packages that I know that we'll talk about. But and that's what it is. It's unscripted, it's spontaneous, it's access to small destinations, and it's the freedom from crowds, right? This is what our guests love.
When I think of when I think of the experience at sea, I'm thinking relaxed, yacht like, intimate. I'm thinking no schedules. I'm thinking no, just no formal wear, nothing that you wouldn't have in your own private yacht. I would imagine, right?
Yeah, and Carlos, what you just said described what our passengers are looking for. I'll tell you a quick story. I had an opportunity to sail for 10 days on the Star Legend when I first joined the company, and every day I made it a point to talk to the guest, and I asked them, why did you choose Windstar? What made it? And I kept hearing the same thing over and over. It's exactly what you said. We love to meet new people. We love Windstar because of the small yacht experience, or they love that product because it used to be seaborne and they used to go on seaborne and they used to get dressed up, but they don't want to get dressed up anymore and they come back. Or on the Wind class product, it's like we like the freedom of being outdoors and the feeling of being on a large yacht with all this outdoors deck space and being the flexibility to eat when you want and not having crowds. So it's exactly what you said.
Yeah. And so we already learned a little bit about how the fleet looks like, and we can go later a little bit more into the actual ships and so forth. But most importantly, where do you travel? Like where, and obviously, hopefully you can focus a little bit on kind of the unique things or places that you can visit because of the size of your ships.
Yeah, so I'll start with our most popular product, right? This is what we sell, and we do it very well. Tahiti, right? We've been in Tahiti for 35, going on 36 years, and we've been in Tahiti year round, 7 days, round trip Papeete, and we do some longer itineraries. It's so popular for us that we're putting a bigger vessel in come February of 2024. We're taking the Spirit out, we're moving in the Star Breeze, the motor yacht. So we're putting a bigger product in. So that's one product that we're just really well known for. And then, of course, Greece, the Med is just extremely popular. We do round trip Athens. We do the Dalmatian coast. Everything you see on the screen here. But our most popular products are the Med. We go to Iceland, right? You can see that up kind of in the middle there, right above London. We go round trip Reykjavik that, Melissa had an opportunity to sail this past summer with a group. And then in the wintertime, of course, it's the Caribbean, it's the Panama Canal, it's San Juan and St. Martin, Barbados, right? And now our big thing is, we were originally going to go to the Middle East. We had to pull out. And so now we have what we call a legendary, our Winter Med program on the Star Legend. And we're doing Rome to Barcelona, Barcelona to Rome on some 7-day round trips, starting December 10th, running through till the end of March. And, this is something we added last minute, but a great opportunity for us to showcase our product to, our travel advisors at a phenomenal opportunity and rate. But we're going to the ports that we typically would not go to on this Winter Med program. We wouldn't go to, Marseille or Nice or Lisbon, but we're going to do this on the winter program because it's going to be no crowds, airfare's cheaper, I should say it's cheaper, and it's experience to get to these most popular ports that are so crowded in the summer. So that's that. We also go to Asia and Australia, but we're continuing to look at new destinations. In fact, South America, we're going to be going to, in the Canary Islands, and the list goes on. So the only place we're not going to anymore is Alaska, and that has to do with, I talked about freedom from crowds, and as you all know, that sell cruises to Alaska, it's gotten very crowded, and our guests just didn't want to go. It was too crowded for them. So we're moving that ship and that product over back to the Med.
Okay, and what about the onboard experience in terms of in the different destinations? Does the onboard experience change? What about the dress code? Does it change based on the destination? How does that work?
Yeah, so the dress code really doesn't change unless you're going to a colder port where you need a jacket or a sweater. But the onboard dress is really, it's what we call a country club casual or smart casual. That doesn't change. What changes is, the menus will change and geared towards, the ports that we're at or the destinations we're at. So, if we're in Tahiti, we're going to have culinary around, the Polynesian, or if we're over in Europe and we're, in Italy. So again, like each night, there'll be different types of culinary experiences around the regions that we're in. With the actual onboard itself, it's relaxed. The experiences that you can choose between an all-inclusive package or an a la carte package, right?
Of course. And I do, since we're talking about destinations and onboard experience, I do want to point out that you guys are one of the few that actually have year-round French Polynesia itineraries.
That's correct.
Which is very very special, because I think most people think that there is this one particular season to French Polynesia, and just that region of the world is spectacular all year round. And so I'm glad to see that we can count on Windstar to have a ship in that region at any time.
Yeah, and it's become so popular. Like I said, we moved a bigger vessel in, but our guests, they just love it, right? And they'll come back and they'll go, repeat. They'll tell their family. And what's really for us, Tahiti is a romance destination. So for our guests that are looking to do, renewal of wedding vows, or celebration of anniversaries or second honeymoons, it's a perfect destination.
And it's also a perfect destination for you guys to showcase one of the very cool key features of your ships, which is the marina and the water sports.
It is, yeah. It's very popular. It's on all of our ships, and we do the water sports platform, obviously weather permitting, and in warm weather, ports, as you're showing up on the screen here. It's a great day. Our guests absolutely love this day. It's one of the highlights of their cruise. We get, when our comments come back from our guests, they talk about a couple of things. They talk about this day when we do this. They talk about our crew on board, right? What makes the cruise so special? It's it's our crew, and they love it.
And that, sorry, my screen blanked out there for a second, but I want to show it again. let me pull it up one more time. You guys can't see my screen right now, right? Just make sure that you do. There we go. So, this is, I think, very special. You guys showcase this all the time, weather permitting, of course, but
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
it leads me to my next question, which is who is the Windstar guest? Like, who is your typical guest that you know is going to enjoy the Windstar experience?
Yeah, and just to just point out on the water sports platform, that is free. That's included in, in the cruise fare. So we have what we call we have three different types of demographics that we seem to get on board. And one we call is our what we call our sophisticated sailors, right? These are folks that are that are early retirees or mid-retirees, and they love wine, they love the arts, they love the the destinations of the small immersive destinations, the household income of $200,000 plus, but they're all about the arts, culinary, wine. And then we have what we call our active sailors or active retirees, and these are folks that may have some older kids at home, or they're just again recently retired, and it's exactly what they are. They're active, right? They want to be able to do a lot of our specialty tours that have a lot of activity and involved walking, hiking, biking, and they're young at heart, right? And then our third group that we call is what we call our cruising parents, right? Their average age is about 47 to 54 years old. They have older kids at home. They've already taken their vacation. Now they want to travel with groups of friends. And these folks are folks that maybe own their own business, or executives in company, and now they just want to get away from the kids, and they like traveling with small groups. And again, wine and culinary arts is very important for them.
That's an important part.
Yeah.
And then another thing that is very unique to Windstar, that I think it's quite interesting, is your open bridge policy. Talk to me a little bit about that. Like, why that open bridge policy? I mean, that's something quite unique. A lot of
You
people
don't
like to
see
go,
it.
yeah, you don't see it. And when a lot of time people want, they want to go on board ship, they want to meet the captain, they want to know about the operation of the ship. It's so cool that people can just basically walk in and out. It really, I guess, when I think about it, it really is kind of an expectation if you're telling people that this is supposed to feel like your own yacht.
And exactly right, Carlos, you said it perfectly. Our guests, what they love, the fact is that they do want to meet the captain. They do want to see how a small ship or a motor yacht is operated, and so they can just walk in if they see the captain in. It's an open bridge coming in. They'll sit down, talk with them, they'll have coffee with them, and when you're on a ship for 7, 10, 12 days, it's available to them, and it's also a highlight of their experience, and what makes them want to go back and tell their friends about the experience on board is that, they got to see how we pull into port, or how the instruments work and the navigation work. And I have happened to have done it several times on a big cruise ship, and as well as as a motor yacht. And it's just amazing, right? The information and how they do it, you shake your head and go, wow, this is a special experience.
Sure, I'm sure is a treat for those ship and navigation enthusiasts, for sure.
And there is, right? There are those that, our guests, we have a lot of guests that have been, in the military, or they're yachters at home, and they love to see that, right? They love to even talk shop with the captain, right?
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
they're sailors themselves.
For sure. For sure. And I guess, when people are not enjoying the marina, when people are not bothering the captain over there, they're enjoying the food and wine on board the ship. So now this is the time where you brag about that part of the
Oh boy, yeah, we love the culinary is spectacular. But so we on this Star class ships, when we just stretched them, we added a new restaurant called Quadro 44, and it's by Anthony Sasso, who's a well-known New York City Michelin chef, and he put in this new restaurant. It's a 37-seat restaurant. It's a specialty restaurant, free of charge, and it's more of a tapas type restaurant. It's just small plates, right, that come out throughout the whole evening. Absolutely fantastic. Then we have candles, which is what we like to call our seafood steak restaurant. And it's transformed at night. It could be, you can sit out under the stars. I say the stars, but there's really like a canvas over the top in case it rains. But you can sit inside, sit outside on the deck, and enjoy a fantastic like candlelight dinner is why we call it candles. We of course have Amphora, which is our main dining room. And that menu changes every night. It's absolutely fantastic. And it's a dining room that holds, the main, well, it's an open seating, but it's where, you're going to dine at least a couple of nights, 2 to 3 nights during the cruise. We also have our outdoor Star Grill by Stephen Reichen. And it's, during the day, it becomes like this fabulous kind of Texas barbecue. We do all different types of smoked meats, and then 1 or 2 nights during the cruise, we'll have an outdoor dinner barbecue, and then that restaurant will be open in the evening. And of course, we have Veranda, which is our breakfast and lunch. So lots to choose from. Guests love it.
Such thing as an elegant formal dining venue. It's very relaxed, but yeah,
it's very relaxed. It's very relaxed, and if you wanted to say more romantic, formal, but not really formal because we're relaxed. Candles is just absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, so I haven't been on board a Windstar ship myself, but many of our clients have, and many of our advisors have, and the feedback that we get from regarding the food and the experience and the service, because you know what, and this is why I want to say this. A lot of people, you can ask this to anybody, and I think everybody, anybody that I'm interviewing like this would respond, "Oh, our service is the best, our service is great." But when it comes from a third party like us, I guess, I mean, us being the travel advisors, I guess a third party to you that we can actually recognize or really compare. I think we can safely say that the experience when it comes to service on board your ships is extraordinary. Again, this is coming from advisors from our company that have been on board your ships, that have experienced it, and that can attest to the fact that it's really a special, very family and very personal feel, which makes a big part of the experience.
Yeah, and a big part of it goes to the number one reason that our guests keep coming back is because of our crew. We offer a 1.5 to 1 crew to guest ratio, right? So in most cases, there's some cases when we're sailing, it's really a 1 to 1. And so they're getting that personalized experience each and every day. And the one thing that our guests love is, by day one, by the end of day one, our crew will know your name. They'll know what type of drink you like at the bar. They'll know that, maybe you like your breakfast every morning at 7 a.m. to your cabin. So they know all of these pretty quickly into the cruise. And it's all about, firsthand service and treating all of our guests like they're a 5-star guest if they traveled with us 100 times, and whether first time or your 100th time with us.
Now, another question that I have to ask is the entertainment on board. I mean, when people go on a cruise, there's a few things that they're normally expecting, which is, of course, great service, good food, but then entertainment is a big part of the experience as well. So,
yeah. So what you're not going to get, this is where we're 180 degrees from ordinary, is the big Broadway shows. You're not going to get the hot and dancing on the dance floor. What you're going to get is you're going to get a fabulous duo that will play out by the pool, that will play in Compass Rose at night, and play all your favorite hits. You'll have, piano players, you'll have solo guitarist. So it's that type of entertainment. It's relaxed but fun, good music, dancing. A little bit more for any of your guests that have sailed on river cruises. It's going to be a step up from the river cruise experience, where maybe it's just a piano player or they bring somebody in to sing. So the onboard entertainment is fantastic. It really fits to our demographics, right? And then I think the highlight for the cruise for everyone is the last night, where the crew comes out and they do their talent show that everybody loves.
Of course. And all right, now let's get more into the nitty-gritty of your pricing and what's included and so forth. So before we talk about pricing or anything like that, what is included in a typical Windstar cruise?
Yeah, so we have two options, right? So a typical, you take what we call our a la carte fares, right? It's the cruise only price. Let's say it's, $18.99 per person, and you get your cabin, you get your you get your food that's included, and that's it, right? That's your cruise. But then we have what we call our all-inclusive package, or our all-in package we call, and that includes all of your beverages. So your wine, your beer, your sorry, my phone just went off.
It happens.
I
We
know.
didn't let the entire world know that we were going to do this live.
Yeah, I don't get calls all day. They're fine. So, and then, you get your Wi-Fi, you get your gratuities, and this is in the all-in package. And then you don't have to worry about it. The only thing you're going to pay for maybe is if you want to get a higher end bottle of wine, or maybe you want to get a certain type of brandy. But you're getting premium liquors, you're getting fine wines and beer and everything included in the all-in package. We're in the a la carte. You're getting, of course, you get your soft drinks and your specialty coffees, and everything is included in the a la carte package. But it really equals out to what's the choice, right? So if one of your guests says, well, I want the all-in package, but maybe my wife doesn't drink or doesn't want to use the Wi-Fi, we can do that, right? There's something we can offer, as where one guest in the cabin does the all-in, and one can do the a la carte. And that's something that we've listened to our travel partners, we listen to our guests saying, well, why can't we do that?
Right.
So it's offering the choice. Short excursions are, of course, are going to be extra. You get on board, you choose what you want. That's going to be an extra charge. But specialty restaurants, no charge.
Good. And I think it's always also reflective of the pricing, right? I mean, most of the times, when you talk about the higher end products, you're talking about all inclusiveness, but at the same time, the pricing is going to be much higher. And so I think giving people the ability to choose, could be an advantage for many. And also, if somebody does want the all inclusiveness and not have to think about whether they're going to pay or not, then there is that option as well. So I like that.
Yeah, and you know what I'll just mention, Carlos, is we get the question a lot from our advisors and from our guests, is like, well, what should I choose? Well, here's kind of the rule of thumb. It's like, if you're going to have 4 to 5 drinks a day, and it's worth getting the all-inclusive package, or you can actually even just buy the beverage package separately if you're not going to use the Wi-Fi. But if you want to kind of break it down, it's $89 per person per day, and that's how you figure out if it's something that you want to do.
And that would include again the premium spirits and alcohol. It would include the Wi-Fi. What
and
else?
The gratuities. Yeah, and then you could also purchase if you didn't want to do the Wi-Fi and the gratuities, you can just buy a beverage package, which is $65 per person per day.
Right. So a big chunk of that all-inclusive package is the beverage package itself.
It is, yeah. And again, it's really the customer's choice. It's the guest choice if they feel that they're gonna, utilize the package too.
Yeah, no, and it makes sense. And also, sometimes even the same guest, if they're going on a very long voyage, they might not want to have 5-6 drinks a day every single day for 14 nights. But
exactly,
if it's a shorter voyage, they might want to do that. So having that option, it's pretty interesting. And I like that. And then we get always a typical question that we get on our consumer events is, what about solo travelers? How friendly are you to solo travelers?
Yeah, so it's become real big for us, and it's become more popular. And in fact, we've put together our own task force internally to better serve solo travelers. And you look at our demographics, and you have even with the multi-generational travel that we do, especially in the Caribbean, you may have mom and dad, and you have the kids, and the kids are older kids, but then you'll have maybe grandma or grandpa, because there's only one, and they're like, well, I don't want to share a cabin with my granddaughter or my grandson. Can I get a solo? So we do offer solo rates, and we'll go as low as what we call a zero supplement, right? And those are maybe on sailings that can really use the help, but at the minimum, we would go as low as what we call 120% of the fare. And we're never going to go double the price, never at 200%. So if it's a full cruise at 90%, it would be at what we call 175% of this
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
the
Yeah, you know what? I
supplement.
think I can back that up with the fact that a lot of my our advisors here at Luxury Cruise Connections really think of Windstar first every time there's a solo traveler, because we know that there's a very high chance, so there's a very low solo traveler supplement.
Yeah, and the other thing that we're doing, and especially for solo travelers as we move into 2024, is we're going to be recognizing them in the beginning of the cruise. So, maybe it's the second night where an officer will invite who are the solo travelers on board for a cocktail party or a get together in Compass Rose, so they get to meet each other. Because a lot of times solo travelers don't meet each other until it's too late, till it's middle of the cruise or the end of the cruise. But that's a really nice thing about sailing on Windstar, is that our guests love meeting other guests on board, and they become great friends by the end of the cruise, and then they become lifelong travel friends, and they'll cruise together on another cruise. And that's what's so nice about sailing with Windstar.
I want to take a quick pause to push this survey. Have you ever traveled with Windstar before? So if you have, please let me know by answering the survey. And if you haven't, then it's a great opportunity for us to get you on board and getting to know the product. And I'll share those results in a few minutes. But in the meantime, Joe, we're just literally getting out from a very typical season for spending per se, right? The Thanksgiving and
Christmas coming up. Yeah.
And is there anything particular with the pricing going on right now that you want to mention to our guests?
I do. And, I mentioned it in the beginning of our winter med itineraries that we have right now, starting in December through March. And the rate for the guest right now are just fantastic, right? It's as low as $13.99 per person to go on a 7-day winter med cruise. It's Rome to Barcelona or Barcelona to Rome, and the ship acts as your hotel. So let's say you go in day one and you go into Rome, or Civitavecchia is where we sail from. That first night you spend on board and acts as your hotel. So there the guest doesn't have to get a hotel.
When is that?
That'll start December 10th is our first sailing, and then we'll go through till the end of March. I think March 24th is our last one, and Melissa could share those details with you. So it's too good to pass up right now.
Yeah.
You can take, for those that may want to travel with friends and family, we have, a tremendous group rate right now, or group offer, where we call it a 1-for-7 tour conductor TC. So if you have your guests that want to bring friends and family and they have 4 cabins, well, then guess what? Somebody's going to go for free.
Yeah.
So we have these tremendous deals. And then speaking of the solo supplements, we actually have 0 solo supplements on all of those sailings. So
if you haven't
kind
planned
of
if you haven't planned your last minute winter vacations, this is an opportunity to really do that at a very, very friendly rate. And that pricing and promotion is going to go all the way till the end of the year.
Yeah, so this is going to go well into next year on this particular one, but we and I'll have Melissa talk about it when we get towards the end. But we also have a special, our thankful for thinking. I can't even say it. Thankful promotion.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, it starts.
Thankful for travel sale. It's a tongue twister.
Thank you. It's like a tongue twister. So that starts, and I'll have Melissa share that with you. So that's another tremendous promotion, and it's a repeat of what we did last year that was extremely successful. But yeah, our pricing is very reasonable. And then when you add in the all-inclusive package, and again, depending on where you want to go to, it's we don't dig deep into your pockets, as I say.
No, that's good. And before I ask my next question, I want to launch another quick poll. So another quick pause on this. What is your favorite reason for travel? I want to know. I want to know because we're just about to talk about some special itinerary I guess highlighted itineraries. I want to ask Joe if there are any particular itinerary that you want to highlight right now, aside from this winter med
Yeah.
opportunity that you just talked about. Is there any other destination, any other itinerary that you want to highlight?
Yeah, so I mean, as we get into 24 and 25 and it's down the line, we have these new South America itineraries that includes Peru with tours to Machu Picchu and Ecuador. So that's real new for us. And then, as I mentioned briefly in the beginning, the Canary Islands, right, which is a bucket list for many people. That's a wonderful experience. But and Melissa can even talk more to this, but because I hadn't had a chance to experience, but Iceland, right? People forget how beautiful Iceland is with the fjords and the wildlife. And we do a summer series to Iceland. So these are just like kind of bucket list opportunities other than the typical beautiful Med, Greece, Athens, Rome, Venice itineraries that we do.
Interesting. You know what? I see that 40% of you guys answered that relaxation and stress relief is one of the main things you look for when traveling. And I think this is pretty on point with the conversation that we're having today, because that's pretty much what you're going to get on Windstar.
Yeah, and I love number one, right? Relaxation and stress relief. That's what you're going to get. And speaking of relaxation and stress relief, we have fabulous spa on board with fabulous spa therapists that are going to take any stress that you have in your life right out.
And no, of course. And I want to, spend just a couple of seconds talking about, so we, obviously beautiful destinations, incredible experience. I want to spend a couple of minutes talking about the fleet itself. Let me share my screen real quick. So at the beginning of the presentation, Joe was sharing with us that there is the motor yacht experience, which is what you see up top, the Star class, right? And then the Wind class, which is a classic sailing yacht, which is what you see in the bottom. And what's interesting is, like, just to recap real quick, very different experience in terms of product and hardware, but very similar experience in terms of what you get on board in terms of service, in terms of opportunities to relax, opportunities to feel in a very intimate, small yacht setting. I want to kind of use also this opportunity to share some pictures. I'm just going to go very quickly through these pictures because I think it's important to share with our audience so that they get a feel of what the product looks like. This obviously being one of your suites. Which suite is?
If you go back, Carlos, go back just one slide. I want to just one more. Oh no, this is good. This.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. So this. Yeah. So we have actually a better picture of this, but this is our. Melissa, help me on this one. Is this on the Wind class?
Yeah, so this is this is one of our classic sailing yachts. They have big porthole windows. You can't see from the curtain there too well from the picture, but big porthole windows, so it's bright and cheerful. Lots of storage space. You can see little cabinets and cubby holes and places to put all your belongings. A good sized closet, good sized bathroom. So all of our ships have a view. We don't have any interior staterooms or suites. So these would be the sailing yachts. And on the Wind Spirit and Windstar, those are our smaller yachts that hold just up to 148 guests. Basically, all the rooms would look like this, and then one owner suite, which would be larger. And then here you have on the Wind Surf, which has the same category you just saw, but then there's 18 of these beautiful suites that actually have, and you can't see from the picture, but they actually have 2 bathrooms, 2 closets. They used to be 2 separate staterooms. The wall was removed to make it one large suite. So I have travel advisors who call that the marriage saver suites because it's his and her bathrooms. So there's 18 of those, and then there's other larger categories as well on the surf. So the Windsurf is the world's largest passenger sailing yacht. She holds up to 350, just under 350 guests. So,
and Carlos, go just back one more. That was the one. So this one I want to just talk about. So this is just one of our French balcony suites on board this Star class, and this is 277 square feet. And so all of the standard suites are this size, and really the only difference is whether you have a French balcony, a picture window, or a porthole. But you have a separate living area, you have the bedroom areas you can see, and then we also have these big, huge walk-in closets. So plenty of space, and all redone bathrooms that have double sinks. And so when you're on on this class of ship, you're getting some fantastic accommodations. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I don't want to spend too much time going into detail on every single one of these categories, but I do want to kind of quickly scroll through these pictures so that we can get our audience to understand and have a good feel of how the ships the ships look like. Let me just share more pictures real quick. So that they can understand what is, what the ships look like. And I think this is an opportunity to kind of showcase a typical feeling of being on board one of those ships. Is this a sailing yacht or a motor yacht?
That is one of our sailing yachts.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful.
It really feels special for sure.
Yes. So we should also mention, we have this beautiful sail away celebration on all 6 of our ships. When we're leaving port, in some beautiful destination, no matter what day of the day or night, we have this music, this beautiful song. It's the Conquest of Paradise from 1492. You really feel like a true mariner as we're leaving port. If it's one of our wind class yachts, one of our sailing yachts, the music is choreographed to the unfurrowing of the sails. And it's really beautiful. And by the time the sails are at full sail, which you can kind of see in the image behind me, you can see the windsurf there. By the time the sails are fully unfurled, the music has stopped, and it's just a really cool experience. And people really look forward to that sail away experience. On the 3 all-suite yachts, the Star Plus class yachts, we have a similar experience using big Windstar flags and the same kind of music. And it's really ceremonial. And people will be out there on deck with their cameras, taking pictures with a glass of wine, toasting their new friends, and you just see smiles from ear to ear. And then as the cruise goes on, they'll do that at different times of day, and people are really excited and on deck waiting for it. And the last evening of the cruise, they usually also do the song "Time to Say Goodbye." And it is really a cool emotional experience. People are just loving that moment, wishing the cruise would never end. And of course, they're calling their travel advisor at Luxury Cruise Connection to book another one, because it was just, I should have stayed on back to back. I should have done a longer cruise. This was too good. I didn't want to go home.
You didn't let me ask my next question, which is going to be, what is the best way to book a Windstar cruise?
Obviously our friends at Luxury Cruise Connections. You guys are awesome, and I don't just say that. You really are. I've been working with you all for now almost a little over 7 years. And your team is just special. They're great. They're all, they all take our online trainings. They're certified in Windstar. So they're certified Windstar experts. They're really knowledgeable about the brand. I've personally done ships tours with many of your team members, so they could really get on board and see the new suites and things that we've added, the enhancements. Several of your team members have sailed with us very recently, so they're really knowledgeable. And I really enjoy working with your team. So the very best way to book a Windstar cruise is with a travel professional. And Luxury Cruise Connection does an amazing job with selling Windstar. So
let me push a little bit more on that. Would there be any reason why a guest would want to book direct as opposed to through us?
I'll let Joe answer that.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason, and I asked these questions when I met guests on board, like, who did you book? Because I want to know if they booked with a travel advisor. And some of them is just because they like to have control of their own. And I would always say, well, if you book with a travel advisor, you're going to get extra perks you're not going to get booking directly with us, right? And plus, we would rather have our guest book directly with someone like you, Carlos, and team, because it takes away a lot of, questions, that takes up a lot of our phone time of our vacation planners that are dealing with travel advisors every day, right? We'd rather, get the booking from you, turn it over, and go to the next travel advisor booking. So we personally, and I'm sure Melissa, and I know Melissa does the same thing, is push the business through our travel partners, because one, they're professionals, they know our company very well, and they're going to give you the best deal, because luxury cruise center we have an elite group of travel partners that we call our top best of the best, and Carlos and team is in that group. And so you're going to get the best pricing, the best deals, all the good amenities that we offer.
And would they get a better price if they book direct?
No, you're never going to get a better price, because our pricing is the same pricing that we give you, and in some cases even better, because as you know, Carlos, we're going to give you shipboard credits, right, that you can give out to your guests. We're going to give you special amenities. So we're going to give you more than we would give a direct guest, because you're booking more business with us than one direct customer is.
And I sometimes when I hear of somebody booking directly with a cruise line, I also ask the same question, like, why would you, like, what drove you to do that? And I get the exact same answer, is I want to have control. And what I normally say to that is, what more control can you possibly have by dealing with somebody that can actually get you to do and get you stuff that otherwise nobody else would be able to get for you? Like, we act, we don't like to say that we book cruises or sell cruises. We help people buy. We help people find what they're looking for. We help people really do what they want to do and have full control of their vacation and vacation planning process.
And the other thing you guys do so well is that you qualify the customer too, right? You may have, and I've heard this over and over throughout my career, is you have a customer that wants to book direct because maybe their friend next door went on XYZ cruise line, because maybe that's what they enjoyed. So they call up XYZ cruise line, they make the booking, they go, and they have a terrible time. Why? Because they weren't qualified, right?
It wasn't the right cruise.
They went on with, right? It wasn't the right cruise for them, but maybe it was the right cruise for their next door neighbor that may be 20 years younger with little kids, right? So,
Carlos,
Yep.
Another reason is because we're available. When Windstar is closed, our advisors, including myself, we're available to assist our guests.
Yeah, exactly. That is right. We're at 24/7.
And I'll say one other thing that I think really hit home to, should have hit home to a lot of consumers during COVID was, what happened to all of the consumers that booked direct or booked with, companies that, were just in it for the volume. They didn't get the service that you guys gave your customers during COVID. You were the true heroes of this industry during the horrific time for our country and travel. And you were our heroes, right? And it's why we have appreciation events for you. And we do so much for you, because you're taking that stress off of what we would do, canceling and rebooking and future cruise credits. And oh my God, that was canceled, so another future cruise credit. Think about it. If a direct customer, how many times they'd have to call us or a cruise line to have to do all those things when they could do it for you. Yeah. And and one of the other big misconception is consumers or guests, they think they have to pay for for you to book it. No, we're paying you, right? That's why you're our great partner. We're going to compensate you, not them.
That's exactly how it works, and thank you for sharing that, for sure.
Hey, Carlos.
Could
I bring up one thing?
One second, Steve. Let me just push this question out real quick. Have you ever done business with Luxury Cruise Connections? Please let me know your answers. Yes, Steve, talk to me.
I had the great opportunity to go on the Star Breeze to the paradise called the Tahitian Islands, and it was one of the best experiences ever. And what hasn't been brought up are the shore excursions that Windstar has. And on one of the islands, I had the best, and I've been in the business, a lot of people know, 44 years. I had the best tour guide. It was a chief of a tribe. He had full tattoos all over his body except for half his face, and he was the most animated tour guide I've ever had. And the tours were fantastic. The service was just great, and the food was fantastic. So I just wanted to let people know. And like Joe said, you're not going to run into an excursion with 50, 60, 70 people because the ships are much smaller.
Yeah. Thank you. That's absolutely right. And that's it is. There's no lines, right? There's no lines getting on and off in ship, and no waiting. It's the flexibility to do what you want.
Yeah. And we got 67% of you have done business with us in the past, and 33% of you very much look forward to the opportunity of getting to meet you, getting to know you. The way we do business, just so you know, is a very personalized basis. We're not a call center. We like to create and form relationships long term. And so the way you would be taken care of by us is by an assigned luxury cruise advisor that can really take care of you on a personal level, get to know you, understand who you are, what you like, what you don't like, just really be your point person for your entire trips and future cruises. So we look forward to the opportunity meeting you and forming a relationship with you, and hopefully getting you on board a Windstar cruise soon. And so before we get into the questions, I do want to share this little special offer that Windstar put together for us for this event, which is for those that are watching this event are going to take advantage of a $200 onboard credit per cabin, and up to $100 for solo travelers. And this offer is going to be available for the next 2 weeks. And this is meant specifically for new bookings. So the idea is this is something that Windstar has put together exclusively for us to promote new bookings. So if you already have a booking with Windstar, that's amazing, and thank you. And I'm sure you took advantage of incredible promotions at that time. And hopefully you've been inspired to book a new Windstar cruise. And if that's the case, then if you're watching this video, whether it is live or recorded within the next 2 weeks, are going to have an opportunity to take advantage of this in combination with any other agency and Windstar promotion that is available for your particular destination and dates. So with that, I want to open up for questions. We have people that again have sailed with Windstar, so people that have not. So I want to hear questions. I want to hear. You have Joe and you have Melissa here with me. What else do you want to know? What else did I not cover? What else did I miss to get you inspired to go on board Windstar? I see I see Melanie Peterson paid a lot of attention throughout today's event. Melanie, do you mind if I unmute you for a second? You gotta click unmute. There you go. Yes.
Is there a cost to join Luxury Cruise Connections?
No, there is not. Luxury Cruise Connections is a full-fledged travel company focused in cruises particularly, but we have a full-fledged offering, air, crew, obviously land, hotels, transfers, everything. And we do not charge for our services because, like Joe was saying just a few minutes ago, our cruise line partners basically pay us. And we that allows us to basically provide an incredible level of service to our clients while not charging you guys absolutely anything, because the cruise lines take care of us. Does that sound like a good deal?
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I've closed my storefront several years ago, so I am home based and have some outside sales agents. So I need to look into what you can offer.
Okay, you're a home-based agent. All right, perfect. So yes, please connect with us after the event, and we'll be happy to connect to talk to you more
Thank
about it.
you.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
And what other questions do we have?
Carlos, Joe or Melissa should probably mention the special promotion that ends tomorrow.
I'll be
Yeah,
happy to.
Yeah, Melissa's gonna talk about
It's a
that.
tongue twister. Let me try. So the Thankful for Travel sale, which shows our Thanksgiving promotion and our Cyber Monday promotion. So if you're watching this presentation live, you still have time to take advantage of that offer, which does expire on December 1st. So you still have a little time to call Luxury Cruise Connections, reach out to your favorite advisor there, and they're going to help you. So that is going to give you, there's numerous sailings available that are offering a shipboard credit up to $400 per stateroom or suite shipboard credit. There's some different perks available depending on what category and how long the cruise is and things like that. So Thankful for Travel sale is going on. Also, as Joe had mentioned, we are really excited about being in the Mediterranean this winter. So if you'd like a chance to see Europe when it's not as crowded as the summer, and it's going to be just beautiful. I mean, think of, Christmas in Rome, Barcelona for New Year's, maybe Valentine's Day in Nice. How does that sound? These places are just beautiful. Maybe go see some of the holiday markets and just really see a different side of the Mediterranean. We have our legendary Winter in the Med promotion going on right now. And that promotion is going on through, I believe, the end of February, where similar promotion where you're going to get an awesome price, plus you can pick a perk. It might be shipboard credit. It might be a complimentary hotel stay pre or post cruise, which is actually on board the Star Legend. So instead of staying in a hotel, you could possibly stay an extra day or stay a day longer on the yacht. There's different perks available, so that's going on. And then, as Carlos mentioned, if you book with Luxury Cruise Connections, which I'm sure you all will because they are awesome, then you're going to get an additional perk, which would be shipboard credit of $800 per person, $200 per stateroom or suite based on double occupancy. And that promotion is exclusive, so you would not get that from anyone else. So that's awesome. So a lot of great deals. And I saw that Dave Newland has a question. He kind of wants to know.
Can we review what the fare includes, please?
Yes, of course, Dave. Thank you for asking. So as Joe mentioned, so all your meals and all your venues are always included, including 24-hour complimentary in-suite dining. That's in, no matter what fare you're paying, you're getting all your meals, all your non-alcohol, including mocktails, which are delicious and beautifully crafted mocktails. That's included. Early, you're getting lots of fun experiences and onboard on-deck barbecue party, which is second to none. You've got your water sports, your complimentary usage of the stand-up paddle boards, your snorkeling gear that's going to be personally custom fit for you. This, masks, fins, all that. You don't share that with anyone else during the week. That's yours. It's got your name on it. You come back to the next day. It's all been disinfected for you. You don't have to be refit. So you've got your water sports toys. You've got, the uses of on the Star Plus class, the use of some of the spa amenities that are complimentary, like the thermal suite. There's they call it the experience shower. If you can imagine, it is so relaxing with beautiful lights and jet streams, and it is really cool. That's on the Star Plus class. The saunas on all the ships, of course, that would be included. There's probably a lot more that's included than not, but in the base fare, it doesn't include your alcohol, Wi-Fi, or tips, which is why you probably want to go with the all-inclusive fare. It's not a lot of difference in price, like $89 difference per day per person, and you've got all your alcohol drinks, your Wi-Fi unlimited, and all your tips, all your gratuities. So I say go all in. That's just my preference. It's a great value. You're saving money, actually. If you buy that stuff a la carte on the yacht, you're going to spend more money. You're also going to save yourself the VAT tax in countries where they have VAT tax on alcohol purchase. You'll save that. It's a great deal, very convenient. So Yeah, there's a lot of things included on board the yacht. I'm probably forgetting a bunch. Shoe polishing service, because you're going to be out sightseeing and doing your thing. You want to come back and get your shoes all cleaned up. Absolutely. Kind of a throwback to the classic years of cruising when, folks would go and have their shoes polished. And there's a lot of like cool stuff that, you'll experience on a yacht. And, it's a really, really great value. We also have certain destinations where you could get a package with air transfers, pre-cruise overnight, a day room after the cruise. In Tahiti, for instance, we have a partnership with Air Tahiti Nui. So it makes it really, easy. Just your luxury cruise connection advisor is going to take care of all your needs before you go. But don't forget also travel insurance is very important. That's not included in any of our fares automatically. So reach out to your luxury cruise connection advisor and they can help you protect your trip and make sure everything, is taken care of for you.
Yeah,
And
that's
Melissa,
important. That's important.
Windstar just began air to Papeete from Seattle. It used to be just Los Angeles.
You are correct. Yes, we do have
Correct.
round trip air, not only from Los Angeles to Tahiti, which it's about an 8-hour flight, but also we're now offering on select departures from Seattle as well. So your luxury cruise connection advisor will get you to those places, and then Air Tahiti Nui will get you to Tahiti.
Thank you. Excellent. All right. Good. Do we have any more questions today? Guys, just so you know,
You should see, Carlos, you should see a question from one of my guests, Dixie Dowling, about air.
go ahead, because
Fine.
it might have been a private message. I don't
Oh.
necessarily have it.
Oh, let me pull it up then. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought she put it to everyone. She's asked, oh yeah, it went to me directly. Are airfares included with any of the fares?
Okay, so yes, with our all-inclusive package, optional package, which is air plus hotel plus transfers that I was mentioning for Tahiti, we could do a bundled price. Something like that typically starts like just under 6,000 a person for a week. 7-day Tahiti, 6 different Tahitian islands. This beautiful Bora Bora celebration, which is like an upscale luau party. You got that to look forward to. Your air transfers, everything. So yeah, we could absolutely do that. Other places as well, like we've done that in the past on select sailings in the Caribbean. We've done that with select sailings for the Middle East, which we're actually took a pause. We'll be doing that for next year. So yeah, we do have, from time to time, we will have different opportunities where the air could be included in the cruise. But that's a great thing. That adds about value to using a travel professional like Luxury Cruise Connections, because they're going to price it out for you. They're going to give you all the options, and they're going to let you know this is what we recommend, and here's the prices, and so you could take a look at doing it through the cruise line versus doing it independently. With the various recommendations that your travel advisor can make. So.
Yeah. And so it's not included in the published price that you would see on the website, but then we can bundle it up for you, for sure. So that'll take care of that. We'll make it easy for you for sure.
I should mention, I'm sorry, cruise tours also. I forgot to really mention that there are select places where we can do pre and post hotel and land packages, so you can really see the best of land and sea with Windstar. So for instance, in Italy, we have our private Vatican tours. We've got Lake Como as a really cool land experience. In the Greek Isles, we do have some trips going into Meteora and Delphi. And there's some really cool places inland. In Iceland as well, we have some pre or post that take you in the interior of Iceland to go through these really cool glacial passages, interior. So really going into places a little off the beaten path, further away from the ports. And we do have some bundled packages where that would be included in the price.
I have a question from Shirley. We've heard that the Panama Canal has been a little bit affected with low water levels. Any disruption at this point? She's particularly asking if there's a status, if we have a status in the water levels, and cruise ships have priority?
Not that I'm aware of. So our yachts were built to go into more shallow waterways also. So keeping that in mind, that unlike the big mega ships, we can go places that can we have a very shallow draft. So we wouldn't be affected like some other large and small vessels could be. So there's always a chance that there could be some disruption with due to water levels, but I haven't heard any issues with the Panama Canal. We're one of the few cruise lines. Yeah, we're one of the few cruise lines that can offer a full transit through the Panama Canal, not just one or two locks and then you turn around like a lot of the other cruise lines offer. But we go full transit, and we also have daylight transits, which is very important because we want you to see things. And sometimes, freight gets priority typically, but we've been doing the Panama Canal so many years that Windstar gets priority. So we can offer a daylight, and it's a fun party too while you're doing that Panama Canal. It's a really fun time on deck. They have entertainment and it's a good time.
Excellent. Shirley, does that answer your question? Hopefully, Shirley, it might be on mute. But in any case, Shirley, if there's any additional, okay, good. If there's any additional questions or anything else that you want to know, and I want to say this for everybody as well. I will let Joe and Melissa go very soon, but I want to remind everybody that we're here for you. We really want to be very easy to do business with, and so you can at any point in time give us a call, send us an email, literally reply to the email that you got as an invitation for this event. With any additional questions or anything else that you might want to know. And we'll be happy to obviously get back to you very, very quickly. And if there's something that we don't know, thankfully we have an incredible relationship with Windstar, with Melissa and Joe, and we'll be able to get you the answers in no time. Denise, if you can, please, while I say goodbye to everybody, if you can add our contact information in our chat box so that I know you already added our website and our Instagram account and our Facebook account and our YouTube account. I really encourage those that are watching us today to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Do so because every so often we're going to push some very time-sensitive covert promotions that we just can't publish on our website. So I very much encourage you guys to do so because you're going to have access to some stuff that otherwise you wouldn't have access to. And you can email me at carlos@luxurycruiseconnections.com or call us. And I'll be happy to connect you with one of our advisors that can immediately build a relationship for you, get to know you, and be able to advise quite properly about your next cruise, hopefully with Windstar. But our advisors are extremely knowledgeable of the world and the entire cruise industry. Anything else, Joe, Melissa, anything else you want to say before?
Just thank you, Carlos, and everyone for this fabulous opportunity. I had a great time, enjoyed talking about the product that we're so passionate about. And we look forward to welcome you one day on board a Windstar cruise. We'll promise you we will take extremely good care of you.
I'm sure you will. Joe, Melissa, thank you very, very much for your time. We very much appreciate your time and your partnership. And look forward to getting great reviews from our guests coming back from Windstar Cruises.
Well, thank you, Carlos. We appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Have a great day.
Have an awesome day.
Thank you.
Contact us at luxurycruiseconnections.com.